Good morning, my dear children. Today we are starting with a very important topic, that is Subhash Chandra Bose and AsSAD Hind Fauj. You have heard a lot about the famous Indian freedom fighter Subhash Chandra Bose. Today we are going to discuss little bit detail about Subhash Chandra Bose. Let's start the section. Please take page number 34 of your textbook, second heading AsSAD Hind Fauj and Subhash Chandra Bose. Before going to AsSAD Hind Fauj, let me start about Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose was born on 23rd Jan 1897 in Cuttack in Odisha in a Bengali family. His father, Ravi Bahadur Janaki Nath Bose, was a famous lawyer in British judiciary. His mother, Parvati Devi, was a philanthropist. Philanthropist means generous person, or she was a social worker. People believed that going forward, Subhash Chandra Bose would become a sincere servant of British. सबका विचार ऐसा था कि सुभाष चंद्र बोस आगे अच्छा पढ़ाई सब करने के बाद एक अच्छा ब्रिटिश ऑफिसर, ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट में एक अच्छा ऑफिसर बन जाएगा. बट अगेंस्ट दिस he became a very staunch freedom fighter who fought bravely against the British Empire. After clearing his examination from Kolkata's Presidency College, he went to England for further studies. There in England, he passed the most difficult ICS examination, that is Indian Civil Service Examination, at 4th rank and returned to Kolkata. Entry of Subhash Chandra Bose into Indian politics. Insulting attitude of the British professors towards Indians at the Presidency College planted the seeds of revolution in the mind of Subhash Chandra Bose. सुभाष चंद्र बोस जब प्रेसिडेंसी कॉलेज में पढ़ने के टाइम पे और जॉब करने के टाइम पे भी वहाँ का ब्रिटिश लेक्चरर्स, प्रोफेसर्स, they were having an insulting attitudes to Indians. They call the Indians dirty Indians. So this created a mind of revolution, a revolutionary idea, a spirit into the mind of Subhash Chandra Bose. He was a quite eager and passionate to join struggle for Indian independence. So he became an active member of the National Assembly and joined the Swarajya Party in 1924. Soon he became a very popular leader among the youth. He was imprisoned several times because he always remained at the front in the civil disobedience movement. सिविल डिसोबीडियंस मूवमेंट का आगे ही था और सब यंगस्टर्स को बहुत अच्छा लगा बिकॉज उनके लिए उनका आइडिया के हिसाब से सुभाष चंद्र बोस वॉज अ वेरी गुड पॉलिटिशियन. Subhash Chandra Bose and Indian National Congress. See, in the Haripura session, that is Haripura's National Conference, that is occurred at Surat, Haripura session, at the age of 41, Subhash Chandra Bose was elected as the President of Indian National Congress. There, he displayed his ability quite well. Later, when his differences of opinion increased with Gandhiji, he left Congress. For your knowledge, let me tell you, in the first election of President of the Indian National Congress at the age of 41, Subhash Chandra Bose became the leader. And the next year, in the next meeting, same there also, he was elected as the leader of Indian National Congress. The party president ban gaya tha. But that time, he was not getting the support of Gandhiji. because during that time, by that time he became a revolutionary. Its ideas were all revolutionary ideas, and Gandhiji was against this revolutionary movement. So he never support. Second time, Gandhiji did not support it, Subhash Chandra Bose. But the youngsters, they all were supporting Subhash Chandra Bose, and the second election also, Subhash Chandra Bose became the president of the Indian National Congress. But later, differences in opinion increased with Gandhiji, and Subhash Chandra Bose left Congress party. And you will see after that he formed a new party. He formed a party called the Forward Bloc. After leaving Congress, Subhash Chandra Bose established his own party called the Forward Bloc. He travelled almost entire India with an aim to awaken people against the tyranny of the British. British rule के against आवाज़ उठाने के लिए सुभाष चंद्र बोस ने पब्लिक को इन्फ्लुएंस किया. This is a famous photo of a Haripura session where Gandhiji and Subhash Chandra Bose talking with each other. British arrested Subhash Chandra Bose under Indian Defence Code. The British called him a national prisoner, and he was treated very badly in the jail, and his health deteriorated in jail, and there he started fasting unto death. Till death I will fast in the jail because of the bad treatment of Britishers in jail. After once his health deteriorated too much or a lot, British understood that if he is continuing in the jail he will die, so they shifted him to his house in Odisha, and there he was a prisoner. Ghar pe arrest pe, that is house arrest bolte hai. So he was in his house, so only the police will be standing outside or inside the house, they will be there. Subhash Chandra Bose was not allowed to meet any person from outside. The thing, he is at his house, he can walk inside the house, and all rest he is totally under the control of British police. Escaping from India, as you know, he was very smart. He was very smart. Subhash Chandra Bose, he dressed up in the dress of a Pathan, and he escaped from his house. ब्रिटिश पुलिस के सामने से पठान का ड्रेस पहन के घर से भाग गया, और he traveled from Calcutta to Peshawar. Peshawar is now part of northern Pakistan. So from there he went to Peshawar, and from Peshawar he escaped to Kabul. From there he went to Iran, and from there Russia, and finally he reached Germany, Berlin on 28th March 1942. There he got a good relationship with the German ruler Adolf Hitler, and Germany, many Indians were living in Germany. They gave a warm welcome to Subhash Chandra Bose, and through the Berlin radio, Subhash Chandra Bose started talking with the Indians living in Germany, and he asked the people to fight against the British Empire. And on 29th May 1941 he met Hitler in Germany, and they discussed about independence of India there. From Germany, Subhash Chandra Bose went to Rome, and from there Paris, that is France, to establish his own military unit for liberating India, because Gandhiji was against forming this type of struggle. He wanted ahimsa, but Subhash Chandra Bose was knowing that ahimsa se aage badhna bahut mushkil hai. So he started his own liberating unit, a military unit he himself started there, and there he recruited around 3,000 Indian soldiers in this unit, because all these people, they were living in different parts of the country. They joined Subhash Chandra Bose army. Ras Bihari Bose was the Indian revolutionary who was living in Japan since many years, because he was a revolutionary and he escaped from India and he was settled in Japan. So he established the Indian Independence League there, and with the support of Indians living in Southeast Asia, Ras Bihari Bose, he established a party called Indian Independence League, which wanted to fight against the British in India. Rasbihari Bose was an Indian revolutionary leader against the British Raj. He was born in West Bengal. He was one of the key organizers of the Gadar Mutiny and later the Indian National Army. You will see in the coming section, he will hand over the power of Indian National Army to Subhash Chandra Bose. Now let us discuss about Subhash Chandra Bose and Indian National Army. INA. Indian National Army is otherwise known as INA. The Indian Independence League formed the Indian National Army or INA or AsSAD Hind Fauj. It is having another name, Indian National Army, AsSAD Hind Fauj, with the aim of liberating India from the British rule. Hundreds of Indian delegates who were living in other countries like Malaya, Japan, Sumatra, Java, Hong Kong, Borneo, Andaman, Burma, Myanmar, they all joined this organization. Mohan Singh, he was a war prisoner arrested by Japan, was also part of Indian National Army. As I told you in the previous clip, Rasbihari Bose, after his retirement as the head of the Indian National Army, he invited Subhash Chandra Bose to become the head of INA and Subhash Chandra Bose became the head of INA. Now we will discuss about AsSAD Hind Fauj. What is Subhash Chandra Bose's role in AsSAD Hind Fauj? In 1943, Subhash Chandra Bose broke the tight security of British very cleverly and reached Japan from Berlin in a submarine. Japan assured to provide all possible help to free India and to capture the provinces from the British. On 2nd July 1943, Subhash Chandra Bose went to Singapore from Japan. Rasbihari Bose retired as the head of Indian National Army and made Bose the president in 4th July 1943. These all things I discussed with you just for an introduction about Subhash Chandra Bose's role in Indian National Army. I showed you or told you these things. Here in this picture you will be able to see the Indians living outside India. And these people, see how that in Subhash Chandra Bose as the leader and the other people of AsSAD Hind Fauj or Indian National Army. People gave Subhash Chandra Bose the title Netaji. People प्यार से उसको नेताजी बोलते थे. Both in his speeches and on radio, he gave slogans like Chalo Delhi, means let's march to Delhi. तुम मुझे खून दो मैं तुझे आज़ादी दूंगा. Give me blood, I will give you freedom. Using his skills, Bose formed a provisional government. Provisional means parallel government. He tried to convince and urged the Indians residing in Southeast Asia to sacrifice everything for liberating India. Establishment of provisional government by Subhash Chandra Bose. In Singapore, Subhash Chandra Bose formed a provisional Indian government to free India and became its prime minister. He allotted other departments of this government to his companions and formed a cabinet of ministers. एक डुप्लीकेट गवर्नमेंट को बनाया सुभाष चंद्र बोस और वो डुप्लीकेट गवर्नमेंट को हम लोग बोलते हैं प्रोविजनल इंडियन गवर्नमेंट इन ही मेड इट एंड ही बिकेम द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इट. अभी हमारा इधर में प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स है, जैसा ही उधर भी उसने प्राइम मिनिस्टर और कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स को बनाया. This government was recognized by countries of Japan, Germany, Italy, nationalized China and Burma. The countries they have supported as this is the ruler of India because they all were against Britishers. ऐसा ही countries सुभाष चंद्र बोस को सपोर्ट दिया था. This government recognized Hindi as a national language and tricolor as the national flag of India. To raise income for running the provisional government, it was decided to take financial help from Japan, contribution from individuals, and charge tax on properties. सुभाष चंद्र बोस गवर्नमेंट बनाया, प्रोविजनल गवर्नमेंट बनाया, और ये गवर्नमेंट को फंक्शन करने के लिए उनके पास पैसा नहीं था. वो फिनेंशियल हेल्प, उनको चलाने के लिए जो पैसा है वो फिनेंशियल हेल्प उनको जापान से ये लोग ने ले लिया. बिकॉज जापान वॉज रेडी टू हेल्प इंडिया बिकॉज दे वॉन्टेड टू put their hands against the British, because British was their enemy in the First World War. Not only that, they take financial help from Japan, at the same time contribution from individuals. हर एक व्यक्ति से contribution ले लिया, और at the same time they have introduced a tax on different items. Japan, which had earlier captured the Nicobar Islands of India, handed over the islands to this provisional government respectively. So, in the First World War, Japan captured Andaman Nicobar Islands. So, as a contribution to this provisional government, they had hand over this Andaman Nicobar Islands to Subhash Chandra Bose. Netaji visited Andaman and Nicobar Islands and renamed them as Shahid. Shahid means martyr, and Swarajya means independence. Final stages of AsSAD Hind Fauj. In May 1944, Netaji's military units captured Rangoon, Trom and Kohima, that is the places of Nagaland, the present places of Nagaland. Then from there it marched towards Impal. Meanwhile, America, by this time what happened, Second World War was going on, and by this time America dropped 2 bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki and the Japanese cities. So because of this, Japan totally ruined economically, and they were not able to give financial support, that is weapons and financial support to Subhash Chandra Bose and AsSAD Hind Fauj. So, Indian AsSAD Hind Fauj army, they were not able to move ahead. By the time Britishers they had got back, because AsSAD Hind Fauj के पास अच्छा weapons था, वो ऊपर आ रहे थे. By the time Japan stopped their help because of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were attacked by the Britishers. So, by Hiroshima and Nagasaki were attacked by the Americans. So, they stopped their help, and AsSAD Hind Fauj was having nothing in their hand. So, they also went back. By the time you will see British aircraft started warfare against AsSAD Hind Fauj, and so its condition became a critical, because AsSAD Hind Fauj को पीछे जाना पड़ा, because British army was started capturing Rangoon and the remaining places. They lost everything in the Rangoon, that region, that is present Nagaland region, and thus AsSAD Hind Fauj condition became very bad and they retreated back. Martyrdom of Subhash Chandra Bose. On 18th August 1945, Bose started from Taihaku Airport of Formosa in Taiwan for Tokyo in Japan. जापान में जाने के लिए ताइवान से फ्लाइट में बैठकर स्टार्ट किया, बट वो फ्लाइट caught fire and he got serious burns, and he died during the time of his treatment. But remember one thing, हमारे पास अभी तक एक क्लियर इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं है उसको एक्चुअली क्या हुआ है, because during that time he was not able to travel in his real name. उसका खुद का नाम पे उसको ट्रैवल नहीं कर पा रहा है, because anywhere, any place he will be get arrested. So in such a situation he traveled under the name of some other personality. So, we are not having a clear cut idea about what happened to Subhash Chandra Bose. It is believed because during the people of that time, they have given his supporters, they told that he was there in that plane, and he got serious burns and he died during the time of treatment. Till date his death is a mystery for us. हमारा हिस्ट्री में अभी भी एक रिकॉर्डेड मैसेज और क्लियर कट रूल नहीं है. द मिस्ट्री ऑफ हिज डेथ हैज़ रिमेन्ड अनसॉल्व्ड टिल date. So, this is what we have studied about Subhash Chandra Bose and AsSAD Hind Fauj, Indian Independence League and all. The questions we will be discussing in the next class. As I know, this lecture was little bit big. So, worksheets and everything we will be doing in the next section. I hope we will be able to complete this section with 2 lectures. So, my request is to you all is to read this section thoroughly about Subhash Chandra Bose, AsSAD Hind Fauj, Indian Independence League and all. Okay, provisional government, everything. So, we will see you in the next class, that is on Tuesday. We will see you again with the remaining notes and all. Till then, stay safe. Take care. Bye.